Sally, my cousin.
I remember not to call you Uncle Mike. This is Mike Amber.
Amber.
My daughter.
Okay. Now, should I put the gifts over on
Yes. No, don't touch the papers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you.
A lot of works are coming out already.
There's lots of surprises.
Take his glasses off.
You don't know who I am?
Yeah. You better be. Hi. Hey, you made the flight, huh?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I made it. Hi, Dad.
Yeah, well, I wish you too.
And this goes to prove to you, everybody in this room, that there are Castros who are Italian.
That's right.
We all raise our glasses. This is to a fine, loving uncle, father, husband, grandfather,
Great
sometime a
grandfather.
pain in the ass. But anyway, to one great guy, John Don. John Don. John Don means you owe me $100. We got a little bit of a program. As soon as my mother gets done, I'm telling you what the toast means. But first, I'd like to invite my Uncle Jim. For those of you who don't know, Sam has two brothers. There's Jim, there's John, and of course there's Sam. Three guys I was lucky enough to grow up with. Of course, we used to call them Manny, Mo, and Jack. Gave up the shop. But we're going to have Jimmy come up here and say a few words.
To my brother Sam, on the occasion of his 80th birthday. Today we celebrate Sam's day of birth, his big 8-0, which is no mean event. That is big time. Bring out the wine, let the mirth resound, while we figure out how fast the time went. Throughout those years that ranged from shining shoes to manning the ships that turned the tide of war, he was there, and he gave when life demanded its dues. He may not have been God's gift, nor yet a bore. Sam now stands tall and firm in his golden years. He has his dog, a loving wife as well, to sweetly mitigate his hopes and fears, to encourage him to stick around a spell. Sam may not be perfect in health, but hell, he's alive. He now must set his sights on 85. Now, we know that Sam is a survivor. A lot of things have gone, but he still remains. Okay. So I have this little essay to read out. It is said that there are 3 ages of man: youth, middle, and you haven't changed a bit. But change is the name of the game. Consider, Sam lived before television, before penicillin, before polio shots, before frozen foods, Xerox, contact lenses, Frisbees, and the pill. He lived before radar, credit cards, split atoms, laser beams, and ballpoint pens. He lived before pantyhose, dishwashers, clothes dryers, electric blankets, and intergalactic ships. He walked on sidewalks, not on the moon. He got married first and then lived together afterwards. How quaint can you be? In his time, closets were for clothes, not for coming out of. Bunnies were small rabbits, and rabbits were not Volkswagens. He thought deep cleavage was something a butcher did. Designer jeans were scheming girls named Jean, and having a meaningful relationship meant getting along with your cousin. He thought fast food was something you ate during Lent. And outer space was the balcony at the Low East Pole line. Sam lived before house husbands, gay rights, computer dating, thus dual careers, and commuter marriages. He lived before there was daycare centers, group therapy, and nursing homes. He never heard of FM radios, computer chips, tape decks, electric typewriters, artificial hearts, word processors, Muzak, yogurt, and guys wearing earrings. He'd have thought that ERA and JFK, DDT and NRC, ESP and IUD were lovers' initials, inscribed on a trio in a book. Sam hit the scene when there were 5 and 10 cent stores where you bought things for 5 and 10 cents. Woolworths sold ice cream cones for a nickel or a dime. For 1 nickel, you can mail a letter and 2 postcards, and mail was delivered twice a day. You could buy a new Chevy Coupe for $590, but who could afford one? And a pity too, since gas cost only 10 cents a gallon. In his day, cigarette smoking was fashionable. Grass was mowed, Coke was a cold drink, and pot was something you cooked in. Rock music was a grandmother's lullaby, and aides were helpers in the cafeteria. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, as Charles Dickens wrote in his Tales of Two Cities. Sam lived surely not before the difference between the sexes was discovered, but he surely lived before the sex change. He made do with what he had. And he was the last generation to be so dumb as to think you needed a husband to have a baby. But he survived. What better reason to congratulate and celebrate? Sam is a survivor.
I gotta read it again.
Thank you, Jim. Jim's come a long way too. He used to be shy. Now we'd like to hear from Sam's other brother, our family from New Jersey. John, would you like to say a few words? Baby John. No, it's just acapella.
Get a little gun.
Okay.
Good.
I was the youngest of 7 children, and born in the 30s, so I was a Depression kid also. I had a very, very hard-working father who gutted it out every day and kept us all in clothes and in food and in shelter. My mother worked just as hard as he did, and I can only imagine the fatigue that she must have felt every night she went to bed. As a little boy, my father was not the sort of person you could idolize or turn into a role model. He was a little too harassed, a little too grumpy for that. And of course, my mother couldn't be my role model because she was a girl. But I had two big brothers, and this may come as a surprise to them, but I grew up idolizing both my brothers.
Here, here.
It was also the age, I hate to say this, but I precede the age of the superheroes. And so I admired my brothers and superheroes about equally. And then after a while I began to see them, they kind of blurred. Jim he was like Superman. Very calm, upright, strong, reserved. But Sam was like Batman. He was edgy. He was very action-oriented. He ran around at night a lot with his friends and his girlfriends. Sam was just so cool. You know, I had... It was all I could do to contain my admiration. So I tried to do all the things that he had done. He'd been in the military, I went in the military. He'd been around the world, I went around the world. But the years pass, and things change, and years go on. But in my heart, Sam will always be that superhero. When he came back from World War II, he had a chest full of pictures. It was a sea chest full of pictures of himself with these different girls. Every picture had a different girl. And I thought, Batman is really cool. I was never able to match him with that sea chest and all his girlfriends. Although I certainly wanted to, but it didn't work out that way. I wasn't born with his charm and his ease and his poise and his ability to make friends wherever he goes. Sam, you're still my idol. I love you. I always will.
Okay, now we have a young lady by the name of Meredith who would like to come up and say a few things to her grandfather. Am I correct, grandfather? Meredith, would you like to do that, Meredith?
Uncle Steve?